The school science lab smelled faintly of chemicals and chalk dust, a familiar scent that usually comforted Ms. Rachel Carter. She had been teaching here for only 6 months, but the students respected her calm authority, most of them, at least. On a rainy Thursday afternoon, with thunder rolling in the distance, the atmosphere shifted. The door slammed open, and Jason, the notorious bully of Westbrook High, swaggered in late, his eyes locked on her with open defiance. The murmurs among students died instantly. Something dangerous hung in the air. Rachel's hand froze mid-motion over a test tube as Jason approached. He was taller than most teachers, built like an athlete, but his smirk revealed more insecurity than strength. "You think you're tough, huh?" he sneered, stepping closer. Before anyone could react, he lunged forward, his hand closing around her throat. Gasps rippled through the room. Pens clattered to the floor. A couple of students fumbled for their phones, unsure if they should call for help or keep filming. Rachel didn't panic. Her eyes, sharp and steady, locked on Jason's. She had once been a military instructor overseas. Combat training had taught her discipline, control, and the art of neutralizing a threat without escalating violence. In the heartbeat after Jason grabbed her, memories of dark barracks and early morning drills flashed through her mind. She felt the strength in his grip, calculated her move, and in one swift motion pivoted, breaking free while twisting his arm behind his back. The boy, expecting fear, let out a startled cry as his knees buckled and he landed on the tiled floor. The class erupted in shock. Some students cheered under their breath, others stared in wide-eyed silence. Rachel's voice cut through the noise, low but commanding. "Sit down, Jason. We're done here." Her words were calm, yet heavy with authority. She didn't shout or humiliate him, she simply held him in place until the security officer arrived. Her restraint was more powerful than anger could ever be. Jason was suspended immediately, but the incident sparked a storm. Parents demanded answers. Some accused Rachel of overreacting, others praised her for protecting the students. The school board held emergency meetings. Rachel, meanwhile, struggled with her own emotions. She had come to Westbrook High to leave her military past behind, to teach and to nurture, not to fight. The incident had dredged up memories she thought she'd buried, nights filled with discipline and sacrifice, comrades lost to violence. She wondered if she had failed by resorting to force, even though it was minimal. But something unexpected happened. Jason's mother requested a private meeting with Rachel. She was a single parent, exhausted, ashamed, and at a loss. Jason had been spiraling since his father went to prison. His aggression was a mask for pain. Sitting across from Rachel, she broke down in tears. Rachel listened, her heart softening. She realized Jason wasn't a monster, he was a boy in trouble. Instead of pressing charges, Rachel proposed an alternative. Jason would enter a youth mentoring program run by veterans, a program she had once helped build. It focused on discipline, respect, and channeling anger into leadership. The school board agreed, partly because Rachel herself volunteered to oversee his progress. Jason resisted at first, sneering through the exercises, but week by week something shifted. The drills, the community service, the stories from veterans, slowly, they chipped away at his defiance. Months later, Jason stood in front of his classmates at an assembly. His posture had changed, his eyes held a quiet strength. He spoke about respect, about choices, about how one moment in the lab had become a turning point. He publicly apologized to Rachel and thanked her for giving him a second chance instead of a criminal record. Some students clapped, others were simply stunned. Rachel watched from the back of the auditorium, her heart both heavy and proud. She hadn't wanted to be a hero. She only wanted to teach. But life had demanded she use her past not as a burden but as a tool, to protect, to guide, and to rebuild. Jason's future had once seemed headed for destruction, now, it looked like hope. When the applause died down, Rachel walked outside into the spring sunlight. She breathed deeply, feeling a sense of closure she hadn't felt in years. Her military past had left scars, but it had also given her the strength to stand firm, protect her students, and transform a tragedy into an opportunity. She understood now that teaching wasn't just about equations or experiments. It was about shaping lives, even when it hurt. The incident in the lab became a story whispered among students, a warning to bullies, and a lesson about resilience. For Rachel, it was a reminder that sometimes the hardest battles are fought not on a field but in a classroom, and that the greatest victories are not in defeating someone, but in helping them stand up a better person than before.